G'day, g'day. How we going? I was really good. I'm still pretty good, I guess. But see, there's only one puppy here. That is because the other puppy had got to the rooster and I was out here. I actually have it on video, but I will not show you that because it was unpleasant. So I was going to do a big spiel about these trees and how I'm going to plant them and blah, 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 blah. But in reality, we're going to make a fence. So I'm going down to Adelaide now, just me and Smushy. Grace is in time out. And we're going to have a look at a couple of salvage yards and go from there. So fence from all the way up there, along there to the shed for now, because that shed's going, but it'll, yeah, you're going to have to figure it out. It's going to have to be quite big, and there's going to have to be a gate there. So got to measure it all up and go downtown. All right, salvage yard number one. This is what we've got. Now, I don't mind rustic, but the thing is we need 13 metres of it. So, and a gate, if there's a gate. I don't see 13 metres of anything here. Let's go for a walk, have a look. Yeah, I've got an idea of what I want, and I've got an idea of what Leah wants. So she wants sort of old school, I don't know, old school cottagey type stuff, rustier the better kind of thing. And I'm down with that. So have a look. This place is pretty cool. So this is all old salvage stuff. None of it's new, and it's been around for a long time. So like they've even salvaged stuff like old wharves and docks and things like that. He said there was some fencing right down the back here. I'll come back when we get to it. Not looking all that promising. It's half a shed there. Yeah, it's all pretty straightforward type of stuff. Doesn't need to be that high. Well, the gate does, but the rest of it's up. So it's going to be hard for her to jump over something more than 6 foot. Yeah, nothing really going on here. What else have we got? What else have we got? Any other fencing? No. Ah, look at that. Big plower. All right, let's go down the front. We'll see if we can find some stuff down there. This is actually pretty interesting. Wonder if they work. They look like they work. Wonder what that's worth. Some bigger ones up there. Very interesting. Very interesting. Got some church arches here. Haha, what do you reckon? I think they might be upside down. That's bad, isn't it? Not supposed to do that. Ooh, this place could be cursed. We won't be buying those. Get away from here, quick. This looks pretty good. There's only a couple of metres of it. Yeah, it's not enough. But something along that line. It's probably not tall enough either. Probably needs to be double that. So that'd be about 2 foot, 2 and a bit foot. So yeah, something like that, but they're lacking a bit here. I'm not completely averse to picket fence, but the problem we've got is that it won't let the sun through, and because it's going to be in front of that vegetable garden, that bit can't actually have anything grown on it, which is a thought that came to me a couple of weeks ago. Gee, if you want a door, I got a million doors, but yeah, doesn't look like we're going to have any. Oh, look at that, there's some nice stuff there. That's cool. Doesn't look like we're going to have any luck here in regards to fencing. This place is crazy, look at it. All this stuff. All salvaged. We got some new stuff here as well, but yeah, this is all interior. All right, on to the next salvage shop. Windy today, sorry about that. This is looking more promising. However, The boss says she doesn't want this type of fencing, and I really don't have too much of a problem with it. But there's more here. A gate. And like a top of a fence. Would that be high enough? Probably not. What do we got out here? What's this? Nah. That's a big roller gate. That's interesting. Three of them. Okay. Let me get my measuring tape out. Wait. So this is where we're at. We've got a dog that's been locked outside that decided to punish me for not taking her for a drive and only taking Smushy, and dragged a heap of stuff out on the lawn. So she certainly has not redeemed herself. How long do you stay mad at a dog? Like, I'm pretty mad at myself, actually. Probably more mad at myself than mad at her. But, yeah. It's okay. Come on. Come here. Silly puppy. Oh, yeah. Tell you what, it's almost enough to drive a man to drink. So, another waste of time. The fence Leah wants, and I know what she wants. She wants something like whimsical, you know, old school stuff you see in the movies, I guess. Narnia and Hogwarts. But that just doesn't exist. And if it does exist, I don't know where it is, and I imagine it would be very, very expensive. So we're going to have to come up with something else. And I'm leaning towards timber, actually. So it's got to go from here, basically. That's the shed, garden shed. It's got to go from there, across that gap, all the way along here. It's got to be a gate here, and that's going to have to be quite high. And it's got to go all the way along here. Those beer cartons of me to burn for the fire. Get the fire going in a sec. And then it's got to cross that gap there. 1 second, guys. Okay, I've been to the scrap yards, salvage yards. I'll show you mine. So there's a heap of stuff down there. I got PVC coming out my backside, but just little bits. I think I got some big bits. And we've got all this, so a lot of this is quite long, and it's something that I could use to build a fence, but it would be a big job. Not that I'm averse to big jobs. I am adverse to doing big jobs that didn't need to be a big job, did it? So that's that. I got all sorts of stuff. I got metal poles. I got all sorts of stuff. So how should we do it? I don't know. See that windmill there? I love that rusty aesthetic. I love it. So I was kind of hoping we could match the fence up to that a little bit, but it just doesn't exist from what I can tell. Searched and searched and searched. There's probably some stuff in the back paddock somewhere that someone's not using, but I don't know where that is. So yeah, if we can't get what we want, we might be better off building with timber. I wish I could show you guys that every day is amazing and bad things don't happen and stuff like that, but that's not the way life is. And if it was, would you even have good days if you didn't have bad days? Would you even recognise it? Or would it just be crap? Do you need the bad days to have the good days? I think you probably do. So that's one of these days, and tomorrow is a new day, and we'll keep training Grace, but you know, this fence has become a priority. This is the thing. Originally, it was just to keep these guys in, but now it's to keep that villain out. So it's going to have to be quite strong. She's half Rottweiler, half Shepherd. I think we all understand what they can do if they really want to. The one thing she can't do is jump that well. So that fence there is actually high enough for her. She will not get over that. Trust me. I've seen her try and get in the ute when she wants to go for, won't say the word, when she wants to go for a W, and she cannot jump that high. So it's going to have to go all the way up there. Maybe we do picket fence. Just here, we cannot have something that obstructs the light too much. It can be a little bit, but obviously it's a vegetable garden. We need the light to go in there. So we can't really have, say, a passion fruit or anything growing up there because all the sun comes from the right of the screen and it will all get blocked. So yeah, that there can be a really big trellis, and that's where that star jasmine will go, and I'll probably put a passion fruit in with it just to get it really nice and thick, and also put 2 plants in. Why not? Why not? Pretend this is a plum tree, all right? That's a plum tree, trust me. 2 apples are there. I'm pretty happy with the spacing, but I might bring this one here forward a little bit in the name of crookedness. A little bit too symmetrical for my liking. I did think about putting it up in the back corner there. So still haven't figured it out, but I'll leave them there for as long as I can. I will show you one more thing up here. There Grace goes, chasing the reflection. I really didn't want to do a video on my dog today, to be honest. It's disappointing. One sec. Hey, go on. Off you go. Off you go. Go on. She's relentless, absolutely relentless. Your new compost pile. But I was thinking, Beshi initially suggested that I don't have a fence here. I was like, no, security, blah, 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 blah. But now I'm thinking that maybe this is a pretty good idea, because you imagine you could pull the chipper out and you could put it down there, and then you could have 3 compost bins. Bang, bang, bang. And maybe another one there, and then it transfers into the shed on the left-hand side here, where there'll be hopefully a big worm wedge. So that's something else to think of. But the problem we had is we were going to put the chicken coop up here, so it was over the top of the #1 compost bin, and we're going to keep the chickens out of 2, 3, 4 bins and just let it age. Then we'll put it through the worms, and they'll do their thing. So with the gate, say, there, which is what you'd have to do to open this area up, we would have to make sort of a specialised chicken run all the way out here and have a separate chicken coop. So it's doable, but makes it that bit more complicated. But what it does do is it means I don't have to buy a roller door, I don't have to buy fencing, and that's probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 grand. So, and it makes it easy to access. No fence is better than a fence, is it not? So I don't think the security will be too much of a problem. I'm happy to put a camera up there, and it's a pretty quiet neighbourhood. I know we had those dramas, but that was just a prank, I think. So that's it, guys. That's it for today. Sort of stalled, but not every day's perfect, but every day does teach you something. Anyways, have a lekker week, have a good day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye now.